This poll showing Zohran Mamdani up is fascinating and exciting. Tomorrow is the election. You have seen every Democratic establishment figure there is, the old ones, come out in support of Cuomo. I'm talking about Bill Clinton. I don't know if these two guys met at some type of sexual harassers support group or what. I don't know. But Clinton came out in favor of Cuomo. Clyburn the other day came out in favor of Cuomo. But Cuomo has a problem, and that is that the enthusiasm is with Mamdani, and that is a bigger issue in a primary than it would be in a general election. In a general election, people just go out and vote because they know about the election. It's in the news constantly. They don't want a Republican to win. In a primary, enthusiasm can take you a far way, even if you're fighting against literally tens of millions of dollars poured into the race by people like Mike Bloomberg and Ken Langone's folks and Palantir, all of these right wingers. DoorDash. They're all funding Andrew Cuomo. This poll came out. You can see this is the New York Democratic primary tracking. This is from Emerson Polling along with Pix 11, a local station in the Hill. Andrew Cuomo leading Mamdani 35% to 32%. And look at those trajectories. Mamdani gained 10 points on the initial ballot test, rising from 22% to 32%. That's relative to Emerson's last month's poll, while Cuomo gained 1 point, 34% to 35%. And this polling was done over the weekend. Was done, yes, I believe it was over the weekend. The ranked choice voting simulation over 8 rounds ends with Mamdani at 52% and Cuomo at 48%. Voters who have already cast their ballots during New York City's early voting period break for Mamdani. Again, they did a poll. I think it was like 850 people. There's a 3 or 4% margin of error. Many of the people that they contacted had already voted, or at least some. Mamdani held a 10-point lead over Cuomo, 41 to 31% on early voters. Among those who plan to vote on Election Day, or had not yet voted at the time of the survey, Cuomo leads with 36%, followed by Mamdani at 31%. We got some images to show you as to why this is very, very problematic for Cuomo. Right now, it's like 95 degrees in New York City. I walked to work 3 hours ago and was sweating my buttocks off. And folks know I'm old, but I'm spry. Voters under 50 break for Mamdani by a 2-to-1 margin. Cuomo leads 50 to 59-year-olds, 63 to 37%, because my cohort of voters are the worst people in the country. We were raised in the Reagan era. P.J. O'Rourke and he was on Spin City and the Family Ties. Michael J. Fox was like a little right winger, and we all, fortunately for me, I escaped by just wearing sweater vests, and I didn't adopt anything else. Hispanic voters support Cuomo 60 to 40%. Black voters favor Cuomo 62 to 38%. We're going to talk to Anthony Conright about that later. Asian voters 79 to 21%. Mamdani leads Cuomo among college-educated voters 62 to 38%. This survey was taken from the 18th to the 20th, so there was still a couple of days of early voting left. And here is why. This is a shot on was it on Sunday? Was this on Sunday? This is from yesterday. That was the last day of early voting. Yeah, Sunday. Today's Monday. Okay. Last day of early voting at the Museum of Natural History. And this is why Andrew Cuomo has a problem with having to rely so heavily on election day voting. First of all, you have Mamdani beating Cuomo 2-1 with voters who are under the age of 50. Speaking as someone who is over the age of 50, I can tell you my sensitivity to heat has grown exponentially each year into my 50s. Here is what the line looked like outside of the Museum of Natural History on the final day of early voting. Now, I don't know how long people are waiting in that line, but I can tell you they're not going to wait that long if it's 100 degrees out in New York City.
And I don't think they're all shaded by scaffolding like that.
Exactly. So, obviously, look, so much about this is predicting, who's going to come out to vote. If you've watched any television in New York City for the past 4 weeks, you have been inundated with negative Mamdani ads. The Cuomo people have gone completely berserk. They have so much money to pour out the door. But it's also an incompetent campaign that failed to get their matching funds. So if you haven't voted in New York City and you are a New York City voter, understand your vote tomorrow is going to be even more heavily weighted insofar as your ability to get out and vote is probably going to be offsetting multiple votes on the other side. People who intended to vote for Cuomo but give up because it's too hot. So this is a big, big deal. It's a big deal. Go back and look at the press after Adams won in 2024. He was considered, 2022. He was considered to be, Nate Silver said he was like one of his top choices to be a presidential candidate. I'm not saying that Mamdani is going to do that, but traditionally, something like this has very, very big impact nationally. So there you go. It's exciting stuff. Here is a video of an elderly man speaking about Andrew Cuomo. Do we have that one? Just to inspire you. Go ahead.
That he's a fucking asshole. I was one of the people that would, unfortunately was here when he was sticking people in here that had COVID, and they was side by side with us instead of them, being on their own unit. People getting coughing and other people getting infected with that shit, and led to a lot of people dying, a lot of people getting sick. I even got sick. It was bodies being carried out of here left and right while they complimenting this man on doing a good job when he actually did a fucked up job. He fucked up a lot of people's lives. He took a lot of lives away because of that shit. They wasn't planned for that shit right. And he could have prevented a lot of things from happening the way that it did, especially in here. If I could say something to the next mayor in New York, I would tell him not to do the same dumb shit that Cuomo did to us during COVID, and to take heed and realize that people in nursing homes matter and treat us better.
Anything else you want to share?
Fuck Cuomo.
What do you wish?
There you go. Appreciate the sentiment. We'll probably get demonetized because of that, but That was worth
Money
it.
well spent.
Exactly. Happy to services in kind. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.